Hello, you guys. Some interesting news. First of all, my phone has been compromised, and it's really scary. So keep me in your prayers. Double time, please. Um, it's very very important. So I may not be able to bring you certain things because I guess I'm close. I guess I'm closer than I ever thought I was. I knew I was, but I just didn't know how close. But anyway, here's this thing. I've been going through the police reports, right? Or not the police reports, that too, but the Latah County Jail all the time, checking it every day. So here, listen to this. Child molestation suspect who fled to Europe is the jail inmate in Moscow who died after being found unresponsive in their cell. September 25th, 2025. A 50-year-old man accused of child molestation who fled to Europe is the inmate who died after being found unresponsive in the Latah County Sheriff's Office jail in Moscow. On Wednesday, the Latah County Prosecutor's Office filed a motion to dismiss the lewd conduct. To dismiss, you guys, are you hearing this? They're not only dismissing and slapping Rule 11s on these people that are running around that town feeding your children and getting your children addicted to certain things, but now they're doing this with lewd them messing with your children that are under children. The other ones are young adults. These are children. People in those areas need to pull their head out of their ass. And if you think your children are protected because you think you're protected, well, let's just keep on reading. On Wednesday, the Latah County Prosecutor's Office filed a motion to dismiss the lewd conduct with a child case against Roddy Wilcox. Prosecutor Bill Thompson confirms the case was dropped after they were notified by the sheriff's office that Wilcox had died. And how did they not know they were in that freaking jail? They were in the Latah County Jail. I've screenshot it pretty much daily. I've gone through it daily, and that guy's been in there. He was in there yesterday. Showed his picture. How come it showed his picture in there yesterday if he's gone? Early on Wednesday, the sheriff's office issued a press release stating that an inmate was found in their cell unresponsive on Tuesday last week. I wonder if somebody brought something in there for him. That inmate died several days later in the hospital after being taken off life support at the request of family members. No other details about his death were released by the sheriff's office. Wilcox was first arrested in southern Idaho in December of 2023 on a local warrant. He was accused of molesting a 6-year-old girl in Latah County. Court documents showed that Wilcox allegedly admitted. Okay, how can the court documents show? How can they say allegedly when the court documents showed that he admitted it? Allegedly is if you don't have anything concrete, right? But it says it's got documents. So this whole thing right here doesn't make sense. They're already doing word salad, word salad, word salad, word salad, word salad. Can we say that again? Word salad. Court documents show that Wilcox allegedly admitted to molesting the girl in a recorded conversation. Oh, but do they have the recording? So they have the recording for this, but nothing else that's important? Wilcox was placed on $50,000 bond in Latah County 2nd District Court and was released in January of 2024 when he posted bond. He fled to the country in Georgia in Eastern Europe, where he was arrested in August of last year. The U.S. Marshals and the U.S. Department of Justice secured Wilcox's extradition back to Idaho. He was brought back to the jail in Moscow in May of this year and was set to stand trial this December. And who just recently got out not too long ago? Okay. If this can happen to someone incarcerated, behind bars, protecting the masses outside against him, then who's protecting him against the ones inside? I don't know if he needed protection. I don't know if what he did. I don't know any of that. All I know is Brian is behind bars like this man was? How do we know Brian is being protected by the good people, by good ones? How do we know there's any good ones in that town that are in these types of positions? We don't. We don't. Do you guys remember that case where there was a child abduction by the mother and her boyfriend? And did they find him in Mexico? I'm not sure exactly where they found him, but it took a while to find them. I wonder, I don't know anything. I didn't look into that very deeply. I just kind of followed to make sure if they found him and stuff like that. I don't know if this is connected. I don't know at all. But I wonder if maybe they left to protect that child from whatever was going on in their own surroundings. She, to me, looked like she was of a different nationality. And I'm just putting this out there in case anybody wants to do some research on it. This is just weird how this is kind of connected to what he's connected to, and then them just leaving abruptly, just taking off. I wonder. Don't you think these guys look a lot alike? And I do mean a lot. Even though the other guy that's recently passed is not, well, they both have, but, well, I wonder if same date. Was it the same date? Huh. Shit. What I was going to say is that could it be, since Decker didn't have, like, I don't think he had, like, back really bad stuff going on in his life. Could he have done that to his girls because of what was done to them? Could have been done to them. I don't know. I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying this guy did it. I'm just putting it out there. It's just in my brain. Could he have been protecting his kids against somebody or from somebody because he knew that it was going to happen, or it already happened, and it was going to continue to happen, and he wasn't going to be able to stop it, and he was trying to save them from whatever their life was going to become? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he's just that kind of a person. He did this all on his own with nobody else's interference at all. But then again, maybe not. Did they find his remains near when this guy passed on Tuesday? I'm just asking questions. By the way, Travis Decker, they've confirmed that is who they found up there, the one that took his children's life. They confirmed those were his remains. Were they? I question that. Also, you've got to take the name Decker, and you need to cross-reference that with several families that live in Latah County that own massive amounts of property. I would definitely do that. I would do that for sure. I, at this point, do not have time, nor do I know if it's even going to allow me to post anything. If it does, it'll probably take it down, because people are getting body cams. They are getting information that apparently someone out there doesn't want to be seen, because they took down Translucent's second video where Stringer, where he admits a bunch of stuff. He pukes his life up onto that body cam, and now it's taken down. And do you want to ask that question why? If you have to ask that question why, then you indeed need to pull your head out of your ass. What was Molly doing at the grub truck? And who are these guys that she looks like she's not, pretend like she doesn't know them, yet they were the only ones in the vicinity. The other one's not showing up on here. It's just this one because he's in the pictures with Molly. Now, question. Why did they take Translucent's video down? And why did the Brian thing where he had to plea, why did that come about almost immediately after Translucent found Molly in that video where she says she is supposed to be the one testifying against Brian. That all came up almost immediately after that video became public to all of us. Now you tell me, the people out there that don't believe this is not all contained within this huge group of people, then how do you believe there's this many coincidences? Do you? And if you do, your life must be crazy as fuck. Seriously. Because it must be like a deja vu, coincident, dinky ride all day long. Whew, that must get tiring. And you need to remember that you and your children and your family members are not, you're not special. You're just special for the moment, right? You're just special for the moment. Because no one is special in that town. Only for a moment. They're 15 minutes of claim to fame. Because at any given moment, that demand can come through the airways, whichever way it comes through. There's many. And your 15 minutes to fame will no longer be. And I'm not threatening you at all. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know that no one's safe in that town. I mean, just because you keep your mouth shut doesn't mean you're safe. Just because you lie about things doesn't mean you're safe. Just because you give people a death sentence doesn't mean you're safe. And that includes the one and only himself. He is doing a job. He's taking the demands are coming from somewhere else. There's always someone higher than you. And there's always someone going to be higher than you. And looky. This is a scary, scary thing. This is scarier than scary because everyone's involved. They're in every business. They're in every walk of that life. They're in everything that make that town run. And I mean everything, from the top all the way to the bottom. And to the top, they're overseers of everything. And the bottom, what would that be, in my opinion? That would be the mortuary. And the actual, the graveyard. You don't think they're involved? They probably own more than, they're probably the richest of all, maybe. Who knows? Think about this. Think about what happens to those, and I'm not found anything on this, but I've seen it in movies and things like that, but think about what happens to the people, what happens to their death certificates. Are new people born from those death certificates? There's a lot of the same names running around this town and towns far beyond, to all the way, in every state, they do this, right? No one is safe. He could have thrown the book if this person, right? But instead, Latah County Prosecutor's Office filed a motion to dismiss the lewd conduct with the child case against Roddy Wilcox. Because he was deceased, that's why. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they did this because even though he may be deceased, there's still ties, and they don't want this attached to those ties to this guy. So they dismissed it in order to protect the other people involved in this. I don't know if you guys remember this. After this case, after the IDAHO4 came into view, right? After it was born, it died, then it was born, right? It birthed many things along with it. And the many things that birthed with it were the other things more than likely attached to it in some way, shape, or form. And one of them being they went through wherever Latah, Moscow, and Pullman with a fine-tooth comb, and they gathered up sex offenders, ones that do stuff with children, ones that have material that they look at and distribute and make. Yeah. Those were very much weeded out of the university, out of schools, right after this case, right after it came to light, right? They went straight for that. They got rid of those people. They put them out into the public eye. Maybe not all of them, and maybe not even the right people. We don't know, because we can't believe anything they say. It's disgusting. And it is scary. And I'm going to say it again. No one is safe. Stay on high. Please stay on alert. Please. This includes creators and everybody. You and me and everyone we know. That's a movie actually that I had seen a long time ago, and oddly enough, I now wonder. I never really understood that movie too much, but now I actually wonder if that movie wasn't about exactly what this is talking about. Oh my God. I'm going to look it up. God, that's so weird, because the guy in this picture looks like the actor in that movie. Mother of no way. Oh, Jesus. There are no coincidences in this case. Not a single freaking one of them happens to be a coincidence, in my opinion. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Please. It's important. Love you guys. Stay safe. Talk to your family. Know where they are. Know what they're doing. Know who they're talking to. Especially your children that are on video games and that kind of a thing. Any of those apps. Please talk to them. Please be aware. Please be one of the people that may not be immediate, may not be even in the near future, but down the road helps instead of hinders. Please. Please. I got down to the class.